Another sunny day in Malta, and we have with us today someone very special and something that you will be inspired by the story. So let's jump in right to it, and that's with us Robert Jahns.
Yes, thank you very much for having me. Very excited to be here today for sure.
Definitely our pleasure, and what we want to discuss is, of course, a little bit of a metaverse, a little bit NFTs. I think this is what you're the most famous for, and like maybe a bit of a crypto, because I think everything started with crypto, right?
Yes. I'm totally up for it, so shoot me your questions.
So when did you first time start paying attention into the cryptocurrency and NFTs? Because you've been artist before, right?
Yes, I've been an artist since around 12 years, and I'm a modern digital artist, so I'm not really used to the crypto world at all. But at some point, a friend of mine who's also a photographer talked about NFTs on his Instagram page, and once he described what it really is, it really showed me that there are another dimensions possible, even in the art scene. So this gave me the other opportunities, you know. If you see the traditional art market or the art world, you step into a gallery and see a painting or a print on the wall, and the value is different. And now with the NFT space and the possibilities, many, especially digital artists, are able to live their dream because they can wake up, do what they love, they create art, and then sell it as an NFT. It's incredible.
But if you were the kind of usual artist as we used to know, how hard is that transition into the NFT space?
It's honestly not really hard. You have to, of course, with many things, you have to look into how it works and what are the benefits and how it can work for you as an artist. And once you figure it out, it's honestly quite simple. The technology is similar on the most platforms, and you only need to create art, and the rest can basically be done by the platforms. So it's quite easy.
So now within the time you see the kind of NFT space maybe is evolving a bit, because I think what you see, it's flooded a little bit by those characters. It's not what you do, right?
No. I'm an artist with my own unique style, and people know me for what I do. It's quite funny sometimes. People tell me that they saw a picture that I created, and I created this picture 6 or 7 years ago, so it sticks to the head. And Bored Apes is, it's an amazing project because the community is incredible behind it. The art, like always, art is a taste. You might like it, you might not like it. But for me personally, I wouldn't hang a Bored Ape on my wall to enjoy it because it doesn't touch me emotionally. Mm-hmm. And the typical art, in my opinion, can do that. So that's the difference.
I mean, especially with the Bored Apes, I think the kind of quality they get and this vibe they created, it's working because of that, I think. It's nice because you said that part that as an artist, I think you're supposed to have your style. You must have your style. You wouldn't be successful otherwise.
That's true. Yeah.
So what would you say? What is your style then? What is the difference?
Well, I'm not the best in describing my own work.
Based on the feedbacks?
Yes, based on the feedbacks. It's very surreal and dreamlike. So when you look at it, you feel a specific emotion. It might make you happy or make you smile. And I think sometimes I create worlds that you might dream of. Yes.
I mean, I see some of the works and they look kind of abstract. It does catch your attention. It does takes a lot of work to create single each of them, or?
Yes, a lot of work. Yes. I mean, for me, most important is the story behind the piece, and also the emotion that I would give you when you view this piece. And for example, one of my personal favorite images is called New York City Balloons, where I lifted thousands of helium balloons into the sky above the New York City skyline. And to complete this art piece took me around 2 weeks because I produced it in a very high resolution. But the reason why I created this is I thought, I've been to New York a couple of times, and when you walk on the streets, the people are really, they are focused in their own zone. They just look in one direction on the ground, and they are like almost invisible. And I think that's not a really good mood to be in, to be honest. And I thought, what would happen if I would gift them a balloon? It most likely make them smile, even if it's for a second.
For sure, yes.
So that moment I wanted to show everyone, and imagine like all the helium balloons above New York City stand for a smile. And that's the story behind this piece.
Oh, this beautiful message behind, yes.
Thank you.
But because you just mentioned that part that we kind of almost like not existing, I think because that internet, that social media push us that way, no? Is there any like turning back for us or no?
No, I think it's really up to the people itself, like to you, what you make of it, and how much you want to be seen, and how you want to be seen. So everything you post in the internet will be there for forever. So you really have to decide how the people should see you as a person.
For those people who maybe will discover you for the very first time because you're not from Malta, how did you end up where you are today? Because you are the one who has like 1.5 million followers. How did that happen?
Honestly, I mean, I think on Instagram since 9 or 10 years already, and of course it's work every day. I mean, I'm working on my own, so everything I've built myself. And it's a lot of planning, it's marketing, it's building strategies, posting daily almost,
yes.
Thinking about creative things that the people might enjoy. So yeah, I think 1.6 million on followers right now on Instagram is a huge number.
Huge number, huge responsibility, they say.
Yes, and somehow yes, of course. Because
do you remember when you had the first 1,000 followers?
I do.
Okay.
I even have a screenshot of that. Yes.
Oh, nice.
I think I had the first 500,000, 5,000, and 10,000, and I think at 100K I also did a screenshot, but then it stopped. But in the beginning it's very exciting, and in the beginning you also feel a lot of pressure. Because of course you want to become better and you want to be seen, but this, can ruin a lot of people if you really think about it. I also had some conversations with my wife because I was constantly on the phone, like replying to comments. Because imagine at that time I had around 1,000 comments per post. And
it's a lot of reading.
Yes, a lot of reading, a lot of like replying, and I did that. That's one thing that you have to do if you want to be successful. You have to reply. Because I think if you say to me, that's an amazing photo, I need to say thank you very much, at least. Because, why not interact with you? Because you took the time and said, that's beautiful. So for me, I think, I have to say thank you back to you as well.
But of course, if it goes to that crazy numbers when you have this 100,000 comments or stuff like that, yes. How hard is to, not to miss someone?
That's correct.
But yes, but if you put that work, people appreciate it, I think.
Yes, it's very hard not to miss anything, to be honest. You have to find the right balance. I mean, it's similar to the rest in your life as well. You just have to find the right balance to your private life, to work life, to everything else.
But within you say, the past 3 years and today, you think you've gone better with this?
Yes, much better. I mean, I have a family now. I have a son, and I live here in Malta now, so life here is also more relaxed, I would say. And I think I found the right balance even 5 years ago, because at one point when you, it might sound crazy, but of course when you reach a specific number, like follower-wise, the more followers you have, the more people will see work and follow your work, and the more clients reach out to you because they see that outreach, the international outreach. Nowadays I'm in a very lucky position that the possible clients reach out to me because they respect what I do, and not the other way around. So that's a good position to be in right now.
Yes, but it's fantastic that you said before, like in order to build it, it took you a lot of time. So I think that's why you will be that humble, that you remember that process. And I think that shapes you the most. What would you say, like for those people who not necessarily would like to do even the NFT collection, but in general to start the business? What is the most important?
The most important is passion. So you have to find an area where you're really passionate about and you love what you do, and that you need to make a business out of. If it's cooking, I have a friend who's really good at cooking, but she's working in an advertising agency every day, so she cannot really fulfill her dream. And I always tell her, why don't you open up like a bakery or anything where people can enjoy what you bake for them, and write your own menu and build your own restaurant or coffee shop.
And what is she saying?
She has no guts to do it. She's afraid. She has a little fear. And of course, with building your own business, there comes a lot of responsibilities as well. Things that you might have not thought about being like working in the office for someone else.
Yes, I mean sometimes people they say the one of the biggest addiction is that paycheck you have, because kind of it gets used to them. They know what they have. They know what they can do with this, even if it wouldn't be enough. But somehow people stay.
It's a routine. People are used to have routines, and they are used to stick to those because they feel comfortable doing that.
Yes, I think sometimes when people have this kind of like that passion, maybe not necessarily they discover, or talent, it comes back to them within the time. And I think in time come back, it's like stronger and stronger.
Yes.
So better do it what you love. Other than that, he will be hunting you forever.
Absolutely. I mean, there's a nice saying that I really enjoy. It's a little emotional and deep, but if you think about it, it's really, really good. If you lie if you lie on your deathbed, right, and someone asks you if there's anything you regret not doing, not have done in life.
Yes.
And to that questions, I don't want to have an answer. It's easy like this. And if you think about this, you live a different life.
So even though now where you arrive today, you still keep up this like a passion and like being all the time active, or sometimes you can take longer breaks.
No, I even when I've traveled the world a couple of times, and when I travel, I work as well. I had a great conversation with my tax accountant about this, because he said to me, "You in Thailand, like you're laying at the beach, you're not working." But I said, "Yes, I'm laying at the beach, but then I'm doing videos and photos, and I'm working. Of course, it's I'm lucky that my job allows me to work wherever I want, but it doesn't mean that I don't work at all."
Yes. No, but people normally portray these things like that. Maybe actually that way keeps you maybe more creative. That you don't stuck in that routine, you go outside the comfort zone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. Like stepping out of the comfort zone is the best you can do.
But sometimes you would have like the new idea would come up to you like just like by chance when you like travel somewhere else and you just see something you like just attached to that.
Of course, man. I've been to really, really incredible places. And if you hike up the Rainbow Mountains in Peru, for example, where it's over 5,000 meters above sea level, and you feel your lungs, and breathing gets more difficult, but you're at a location where there are actually mountains that are in a rainbow color, and you have snow over here, and animals over there. So it's a very surreal scene that you don't really see in your normal life, I would say. And of course, these things inspire me a lot.
So now you've been in Malta. I think you've told me 7 months. I hope Malta inspires you a little bit.
Yes, of course. Malta. I mean, Malta. The weather here is just amazing. To live at the ocean gives you a very calm mood. So when you wake up and you look at the ocean and you have the sunshine, it directly sets you to a different mood. And for me, in my apartment in Germany, the weather was gray. It was almost always rainy and cold. And when you wake up and it's dark, the mood is something different, of course.
Yes, for sure. I don't think in general, like if you have just 10 people, maybe one would be an artist, so kind of unusual thing to do. Is it easy to be you?
That's a funny question. Easy to be me? Hell no. No. Like to find the right balance between like family and work, it's very difficult, to be honest, because I also work from home, and to have a 1.5-year-old son, it's that gets into the room every day, into the office. My wife, and I'm living I have a mixed life, like a mixed life of private and the business, and both is constantly working together. And of course, being self-employed, having my own business, I have to succeed in what I do, and that gives me, of course, somehow a lot of pressure.
Do you have something like a bigger picture of what you do within the NFT space? Is there like something behind? Maybe you want to change the industry or something like this?
Yes. One big yes to that. I think I'm currently working on the biggest project right now, and it will innovate how people view or enjoy art. You will be the first one who I talk a little bit about this as well in detail. So the project will be called Stella Luna. It will be, I don't say what it will be art-wise, but imagine I've created a project out of my heart. So there will be art, there will be sound that I composed, soundscapes, and there is a development that I created that gives you the possibility to view an NFT in a 360 degrees angle. So you can rotate it with your fingers, you can zoom in, zoom out, you can be in the art, can be immersed in it. And you also have the soundscapes, so you will be touched on a very different level, and you can decide how you view the art.
And music will be created by you as well?
Yes.
Nice.
So
it goes deep.
Yes, and I think with the development, it can, because what I created are nebula. And first you will be in space, and then you are able to zoom into the nebula, and once you're in, you have the possibility to view it in a 360 degrees. And imagine this with VR. And that's something I'm also building. And the technology behind this allows everyone to build an NFT in a way that has never been done before. Because NFTs, can be a picture, like a two-dimensional picture. It can be an animation that you can look at, but you cannot move. There are things that you can move interactive in an interactive way, but those are more in a two-dimensional look. And I've created something that is 360 degrees, three-dimensional, and you can go into it, into the art.
When people will be able to see that? Or
I hope we reproduced the teaser video the last 3 or 4 days, and it was a huge production. And I hope that the project, or like the first teaser, will go live in around 2-3 weeks.
Okay.
And once you see that video, you will really understand what this project is. And I think the launch of the project will hopefully happen in July or August.
Sounds more than fantastic.
Oh, thank you, man. Yes, very excited about this.
Me too, already.
Thanks.
So, in your opinion, like the NFTs are here to stay? That technology ain't going anywhere?
100%, yes. I really agree. Those people who say otherwise don't really understand the technology and what is possible with NFTs. So yes, many people say it's just the beginning. I don't think it's the beginning, but it's definitely here to stay, yes.
Okay, so I think with this high note, better we finish now. We're gonna watch that video of yours, and we advise you the same. The link will be attached down below. Thank you for joining us. That was Robert for you, and you're gonna hear about him much more, believe me.
Yes, thank you very much, guys. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.